Good evening. This is Frank from Bottomline Ministries, Debt Free. I just want to wish you a very happy and blessed 2023. This is my first post for the new year, and I just want to say that to you. And one of the things that we want to talk about this year, starting off a new year, is getting started off on the right foot. And I want to talk to you about the power of the spoken word. The power of the spoken word. You know, many times in life, we have exactly what we say. You know, some people will say, well, Frank, that's, how they say it, blab it and grab it, blame it and claim it. No, it's the fact of life. The fact of life is that we're created in God's image. And if you read in Genesis 1, the first 3 verses, it said, in the beginning, the earth was void of life, and the Spirit of God hovered over the earth, and great darkness covered the earth, and the Spirit of God hovered over the earth. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. Well, because we're created in God's image, we have the ability in our spiritual DNA to create the things that we want in life. Now, you say, well, so that means I can say I want $1 million and it's going to pop in my hand? No, it doesn't mean that you can say you want $1 million and it's going to pop in your hand. But what it does mean is this, that if you keep saying you want $1 million and you put certain things and you truly believe it, you'll find things in your life beginning to change that'll give you the ability to obtain $1 million. But on the other hand, because it works both ways, if you keep saying that I'm broke and I'm never going to have any money, and every time I get money, it seems to fly out of my hands. It's like I have holes in my pockets. I guarantee you, you won't have $1 million and you will always be broke. Why? Because you're creating with your own words. You see, words have power. That's the ability that you have. For instance, if you've ever seen, let's take, for instance, your favorite heroes. Whether that be an athlete, whether it be an educator, whether it be a musician, whether it be a equestrian, those people are great if you listen to what they're saying. And one of the things they'll tell you, many times they'll say, since I was a little kid, I always believed that I could do such and such. I always believed that I would be on the NBA court. I always believed that I would be in the Olympics and I would be having my horse go around that course and I would be the best in the world. I always believed. And why is that so important? Because what you believe, you talk about. What you believe, you talk about. If you believe you can accomplish something, you said, well, when I grew up, they always said that education was great, and I always wanted to be a teacher. And today you got your PhD in teaching. Or my dad was a police officer. My dad was my hero, and I watched how he served his community, and I always wanted to be a police officer. Or my dad was a banker, or my dad was a doctor, and on and on and on. You hear it over and over and over again. There's an old saying, is that you can only teach what you know. You can only teach what you know. And another saying is, the rich get richer and the poor gets poorer. Why is that? I believe it's because of this. The rich, when you're growing up rich, you constantly hear and see different methods of how to make money. When you're growing up poor, you constantly hear and see people doing different things pertaining to poverty, saying things like, we don't never have enough money. The harder I work, the broker I am. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. And then doing things along with their actions would line up with their words. they would waste money, or they make bad decisions and lose money, buying things they can't afford and creating debt, where the rich person is constantly doing things to make their money grow. But it all lines up with their words. So for 2023, I want you to start out by simply doing one simple thing. If you don't like where you are right now, check your words for 1 week and see what's coming out of your own mouth. Not what someone else is saying, what you're saying. Like I said to you once before, it's not so important what people are saying about you. The most important thing in life is what you say about you when everybody else finished talking. When everyone else finished speaking and saying what they have to say about you, what do you say about you? And that's all I want to talk to you about tonight. We'll continue this as we go along in 2023, because we want to start the foundation right. And in order to start the foundation right, we have to change the way we think. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Because life of power, power and death. I'm sorry, let me try that again. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and we eat the fruit thereof. Proverbs 18:21. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Not somebody else, what they think about you, not where you live, not your age, not your skin color, not your gender. It's in the power of the tongue. What are you saying about you when everyone else finished talking? This is Frank at Bottomline Ministries, Debt Free. And one of the things I want you to always remember is debt is not your destiny. Have a good night. I look forward to seeing you next week. And oh, by the way, just before I forget, I got to get better at this. I want you to go to my website at bottomlineministries.org and check out some of my videos, or either go to my YouTube, Frank Bottomline Ministries, my YouTube page. There's a lot of good information there I believe will help you, help your family, and change the legacy you leave for you and your family, where you're managing your money and your money is not managing you. Once again, Frank, Bottomline Ministries, Debt Free. Debt is not your destiny. Have a wonderful evening.